Welcome to the September 2016 CEV News. There's still time to apply to participate in the CEV Policy Conference PIPE, Promoting Inclusion and Preventing Extremism. You can also attend the candidates' presentation for the European Volunteering Capital 2018. You can find the programme and registration form here. Put the date in your diary for London City Hall on Monday the 5th of December, when their year as London European Volunteering Capital 2016 will be closed. Find also more information about European Voluntary Service's 20-year celebrations here. You can also apply to participate in the ALDI conference in collaboration with CEV on the 12th of October in the European Parliament. CEV Director Gabriela Civico, as a steering committee member of Civil Society Europe, attended the S&D event in the European Parliament about the role of civil society in the European political and legislative process. CEV Director also participated in the workshop Skills Development and Employability in Europe, the New Skills Agenda, pointing out the importance of non-formal learning through volunteering as a source of skills. CEV Director also offered expertise during the Impulsa project in the form of online and face-to-face training about youth work, volunteering and social inclusion through sports. The project is funded by Erasmus Plus with the support of Team London and London Sport. In an article for the BBE Europe News, Gabriela Civico also pointed out the need for balance when talking about recognition and validation of non-formal and informal learning achieved through volunteering. You can read the full article here. CEV has hosted 2 study visits in 2016, and you can watch here the video with a few impressions from the participants. European Volunteering Capital 2018 candidate Aros has started the campaign Show Us Your Volunteer Work, and you can find out more information here. And the Even member Moody's have published their online corporate social responsibility report. From the CEV member news, CEV is also participating in a project with CVCN, the Croatian Volunteer Centre Network, about optimizing volunteer services in times of refugee crisis. You can find out more by subscribing to participate in the online webinar that will take place on the 27th of September. The video for the Spring CEV conference, the Volunteer Manager Key to Excellency, is also now available. And you can find all the tools provided by the project Wake Up Call Volunteer Manager role here. The Even workbook is still working in Poland, and you can find a Polish translation already available. CEV member Aslo Possible have also published their annual report. KESES, CEV associate member, is presenting their newest initiative, the European Skills Plaza, and inviting all of the CEV members to get involved. And the Perm Volunteerism Centre have hosted their event in June at the United Nations office, where João Teixeira, CEV Vice President, was there to represent CEV. In EU news, the EU aid volunteer vacancies have been published, and the European Commission has launched a new consultation about the mobility of young volunteers. The first results of the Fund for the European Aid for the Most Deprived, which is funding that often goes to volunteering involving organisations, has been published. And the first orientation debate on the mid-term review of the EU budget has taken place. 4 reports on validation have just been published by CEDIFOP, and there will be a conference at the end of November in Thessaloniki in Greece that you can find out more news here. EPAL has hosted the Informal and Non-Formal Learning Week. And in other news, SMR has prepared an open letter calling to the EU institutions to redouble efforts towards a more citizen-centric and evidence-based policy. CEV supported the letter, and you can read it here. The United Nations Volunteer Programme and the German Agency for International Cooperation are jointly hosting the 2016 Annual International Cooperation Organisations Conference in Bonn. The Lifelong Learning Platform will be holding its 6th Lifelong Learning Week in October. And ALDA, the European Association for Local Democracy, has opened a call for proposals for funding for initiatives in the field of active citizenship. And CEV has signed a common statement together with 176 other European and national civil society organisations calling for a new Europe for people, planet and prosperity for all. We hope you enjoy reading. this month's CEV News.